You don't have to wait for some perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. The perfect moment is now, right now, this second, because the life you want, the strength you need, the clarity you're looking for, it doesn't come from waiting. It comes from deciding, from committing, from standing up and saying, I'm done living on autopilot. I'm ready to take back control. I'm rebuilding, starting today. No matter what you've been through, no matter how far you think you've fallen, there's still time. You're still breathing. That means you're still in the game. You might be bruised, beaten up by life, worn down by stress, failure, disappointment. But you are not broken beyond repair. You have power inside you that's been asleep. It's time to wake it up. It's time to remember who you are and who you were born to be. Rebuilding doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. It means owning your story, owning your past, using the pain, the fear, the regret, not to destroy you, but to fuel you. Your lowest point can become your turning point if you make a decision right now, not tomorrow, not next year. Now you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience, everything you've learned, the heartbreaks, the failures, the hard-won wisdom. It's all raw material. The question is, what are you going to build with it? A bigger wall around your fear or a stronger foundation for your future? Rebuilding yourself is a decision, not a feeling. If you wait to feel ready, you'll never move. You have to decide, commit, act, even if it's messy, even if it's scary, even if you're not sure what the next step is. Just take the first step, and then the next, and then don't stop, because every day you wait is a day you lose. And every day you show up for yourself, even imperfectly, is a day you take your power back. Now is the time, right here, right now, rebuild yourself, because your future isn't waiting. It's calling. Everything starts with a decision. Not tomorrow, not when the timing feels right, not when the fear goes away or the pain disappears. Right now, this very moment. This is the moment your life changes, if you choose, because the truth is, all transformation begins in the now. Not in the past where regret lives, not in the future where excuses hide, but in this very second where your power lives. People wait for the perfect conditions, more money, more support, less chaos, more clarity. But the secret, there are no perfect conditions. Life will always be messy, always be unpredictable. If you're waiting for peace and silence to rebuild yourself, you'll be waiting forever. You have to be willing to step into the storm and make the choice anyway. The decision to shift, to rise, to say, I've had enough of the way things are, and I'm claiming what's mine. This moment, right here, is the only thing that's real. The past is a story, and the future is a dream. The only place where you can act, speak, move, changes now. And if you want a new body, a new mindset, a new identity, a new life, you have to make the decision now and back it with emotion, conviction, and relentless follow through. It doesn't matter what happened last year, or yesterday, or even an hour ago. You are not your past unless you keep dragging it into your present. You have the power to decide, this is who I was, but that's not who I am anymore. You can make that declaration right now, and the second you do, the second you commit, the universe moves with you. You stop reacting and start creating. You don't need a full plan. You don't need guarantees. You need a decision so strong it cuts through every excuse. A decision that anchors you when doubt creeps in. A decision that says, this ends now, this begins now. That's where it starts. Not with motivation, but with a moment. This moment, so take it, don't let it pass. This second could be the beginning of your next chapter, if you claim it, not someday, now. Too many people walk around chained to their past like it's a life sentence. They wear their failures, mistakes, heartbreaks, and regrets like a badge of shame. But the truth is this, your past doesn't disqualify you. It builds you. It prepares you. It gives you the exact tools, wisdom, grit, and resilience you need to become unstoppable. Every scar has a story, every setback is raw material, every painful chapter is training, and when you stop running from your past and start using it, that's when everything shifts. You've already survived what tried to break you. That means you're not weak. You're forged, refined, built in fire, and fire doesn't destroy, it creates steel. The people who have been through the most, who have hit rock bottom, who have made the worst choices and still got back up, those are the people who carry real power. They're not soft. They don't crumble under pressure because they've already lived through storms and they came out standing, maybe shaking, but still standing. So don't let anyone, especially yourself, tell you that your past makes you less. That it disqualifies you, it doesn't. It makes you more equipped, more compassionate, more dangerous to fear. You don't grow when things are easy. You grow when life pushes you to your edge and you refuse to back down. That's what your past has done. It's built your edge. And here's the key. You can't rebuild your life by denying who you've been. You rebuild by reclaiming who you are. By taking the lessons, the pain, the wins, and the losses, and saying, I'm not erasing my past, I'm owning it. I'm building something new because of it. Your past is a map. It's not where you're going, but it's where you've learned how to walk. And that walk has made you stronger than you think. So stop seeing your past as a disqualification. See it for what it really is, your training ground. The world doesn't need perfect people. It needs real ones. Ones who have been through it and still choose to rise. That's you. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're ready. Your past has prepared you. Now it's time to move forward like you finally believe it. Everyone wants change, but no one wants to start when it's uncomfortable, uncertain, or messy. They say, I'll start when things calm down, when I feel ready, when I'm more confident, when the timing is better. But let's be real, if you wait for perfect conditions, you'll wait forever, because life doesn't hand you the perfect moment. You create it. You decide that this is your moment, whether it feels perfect or not. The truth is, rebuilding starts the moment you stop negotiating with your excuses. It's the moment you stop waiting to feel ready and just move. It's the second you say, I'm done playing small. I'm done letting fear lead. I'm done being a prisoner to circumstances I can't control. That's the turning point. That's the decision that changes everything. People think transformation is a feeling. It's not. It's a choice, and that choice often comes when things are far from perfect. Maybe you're exhausted. Maybe you're broken. Maybe you've failed over and over again. That's okay, because change doesn't come from the outside. It comes from what you demand of yourself inside, and once you make that decision, no matter what's going on around you, the game changes. You don't need a clean slate to start rebuilding. You don't need everyone's approval. You don't need a 5-year plan. You need a decision that cuts through the noise, one that says, I'm doing this. I don't have to have it all figured out, but I'm not staying stuck, not anymore. The decision to rebuild is what wakes you up early. It's what pushes you through resistance. It's what helps you take action when the old you wants to stay comfortable, because that old version of you, the one built on fear, hesitation, and self-doubt, has to go. You're not here to survive. You're here to grow, to stretch, to rise. And that starts when you decide to stop reacting and start rebuilding. So stop waiting. Stop overthinking. You don't rebuild your life with perfect tools. You rebuild it with raw courage right in the middle of the storm. One bold decision, one moment of absolute commitment, that's where your new life begins. Progress doesn't come to the person who waits. It comes to the person who moves. You can sit there and wait to feel ready, to feel motivated, to feel more confident. But that feeling may never show up. Because growth doesn't wait for your emotions to align. Growth demands that you act in spite of them. Here's the truth. Successful people don't always feel like doing what needs to be done, but they do it anyway. They've learned to stop relying on motivation and start relying on discipline, on consistency, on showing up, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's boring, even when no one's watching. That's where real transformation lives, not in hype, but in habit. Every time you take action, you build momentum, and momentum is what shatters fear. Momentum is what kills self-doubt. It's like a muscle. Every step you take strengthens your belief in what's possible. But here's the kicker. Momentum doesn't come before you start. It comes after, and it only grows if you keep moving day after day, rep after rep, no matter how you feel. You don't need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. Waiting for clarity, waiting for perfect alignment. That's just fear dressed up as logic. Action is what creates clarity. Action is what builds confidence, not the other way around. You take one step, then another, and suddenly you're not in the same place anymore. You're evolving, you're elevating. Stop thinking so much. You don't need to get it all right. You just need to get it going, make the call, hit the gym, launch the idea, say the words, make the change. Consistent action, even if it's small, even if it's messy, will move you further than the most brilliant plan you never execute. The people who win are not the ones with perfect timing. They're the ones who don't stop. The ones who fall and get up, the ones who doubt but keep going anyway. That's how you rebuild, by stacking action on top of action until the life you want starts showing up. So don't wait for a feeling. Create one through action, through movement, through momentum. That's where your power is. That's how you grow. That's how you win. You don't need more strength. You already have it. It's inside you. You were born with it. The problem is, most people never access it because they're waiting for permission, waiting for the perfect time, or waiting for some external validation to tell them they're ready. But the truth is, no one's coming to save you, no one's handing you confidence. You've got to generate it, and it starts with movement. You don't discover your power by thinking about it. You discover it by using it. You activate strength by moving forward when it's scary, by pushing through when your mind screams for comfort, by saying yes to discomfort and no to excuses. That's where your real power has been hiding. Not in theory, not in planning, but in bold, intentional action. Inside you is a version that's unstoppable, a version that doesn't fold when things get tough. But that version only shows up when you stop holding back, when you stop shrinking to fit the life you've outgrown. It's not about suddenly becoming someone else. It's about becoming who you were meant to be before fear took the wheel. You don't need to fake strength. You need to tap into it, and you do that by challenging yourself. You do it by stepping into the things you've been avoiding. You do it by showing up every day like someone who refuses to quit. That's how you build resilience. That's how you build belief, not with hype, but with evidence that says, I did it yesterday and I can do it again today. There's no shortcut. Strength isn't something you stumble into. It's something you fight for, and that fight happens in your mind first. It starts when you stop telling yourself you're not enough, and you start proving to yourself that you are. One rep, one step, one bold move at a time. This is your moment, not next week, not when you feel more prepared. Right now, there's power in motion. The more you move, the more strength you uncover. So stop waiting for it to rise up. Dig it out, force it forward, because the life you want doesn't respond to hesitation. It responds to boldness, relentless boldness, and that lives in you. You don't need to wait another day to become who you're meant to be. The time to rebuild isn't next month, or when life slows down, or when fear finally goes away. The time is now, right now, because every second you hesitate, you're reinforcing the version of you that's stuck, tired, frustrated, and unfulfilled. But the moment you decide, really decide, to step into your power, everything begins to shift. You've been through enough to know what doesn't work. You've seen what playing small costs you. You've felt the pain of holding back. And now you have a choice. Stay where you are or step into what you're becoming. Rebuilding isn't about perfection. It's not about having every answer. It's about owning your life, claiming your direction, and refusing to settle for anything less than your potential. You have the strength, you have the story, you have the fire. It's been there all along, and when you start acting like it, when you stop waiting and start moving, you become unstoppable, not because the road gets easier, but because you get stronger. No more waiting for a sign, no more blaming the past, no more chasing certainty. The only thing you need is the courage to take the first step, not tomorrow, not someday, now. Now is the time to rebuild yourself. From the inside out, with power, with purpose, with the kind of unstoppable drive that turns pain into progress and fear into fuel. You're not starting from weakness. You're starting from wisdom, and that makes you dangerous to anything that stands in your way. So step forward, own this moment, because the life you want won't build itself. You will.